Welcome to this Savory Eats of a chicken flavor Nissin cup of noodles. I've had this a couple times on this channel before. This is, I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. It's my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi, and I am filming this Thursday, 18 January 2024. So you can look for those if you want to. I'm actually going to link to a different video in the video description though, if I remember. And I'm feeling ambitious and can and stuff like that. And that's going to be my movie notes video from yesterday for a movie I watched, and put a viewing movie notes video out on. And it was about the Hungarian national team in football, some place known as soccer. And it was kind of the 2023 year / season / tournament European qualifiers kind of thing. And so I'm going to reflect a little bit on that video. So I already did the movie notes. So here's my cup of noodles. It's been steeping, so now I'm going to eat my lunch. Ah, beautiful plump noodles. I like plumper noodles and a little less broth. But I've already brought that up before. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And let's see. Well, so I mentioned that the players were very well spoken and like potentially the best well spoken group of people I've ever witnessed, but I wasn't witnessed in movie form, but like also in person. Like typically people get hot tempered or really like high off the energy or low off the energy or stuff like that for interviews, and they did really great job of tempering themselves. And I was thinking, a lot of athletes kind of retire at a young age. Not all. And I think there's, in most sports, a desire to kind of include adults, so to speak, in international sport. But I was still thinking, I was like, okay, let's say somebody wanted to do a hiatus from playing soccer, football. What could they do? Like, what if for my who I marry is a Hungarian footballer, and we decide to have children, and the person goes, I could take some time off here and there, and maybe that's towards the beginning, but maybe he wants to take, I'm a she, her, hers, my soulmate is a he, him, his, my soulmates are all he, him, his, or each he, him, his. So what if we wanted a 2 or 3 year hiatus where he doesn't compete in soccer, but we don't lose that kind of network? I was thinking, well, the perks of being very well spoken and approachable and stuff like that is, and very proficient in what one does, or at least having unique insights. Consulting is a great business for that. And that's kind of, I think, what my aunt does. And my dad has done a little bit of consulting. And it was something when I was an undergraduate, and a little bit in graduate school too, like geology and geophysics. People can make a bunch of money consulting, especially in geology and geophysics. That's like soil quality, water quality, doing toxicity reports and samples and stuff like that. Land risk assessments, without doing like the professional geologist role. There's room for consulting, and people can consult in trials and make big money that way. People seeking professional expertise. And like, so maybe it's my Dominique Soboslai, my Adam Lang, my Kevin Chabot. My Roland Salai. My Willie Orban. Is he mine? Maybe we both do consulting, and my consulting is a bunch of like YouTube consulting. We both do parenting consulting, so people like who come and ask us questions about like parenting. And maybe I do a bunch of like health and wellness, be it mental, social, and or physical, including like diet and exercise. People come asking me questions, and so I make money that way. Right, it's like essentially you can think of like YouTube videos I make. Instead of be like a person talking to me and asking very specific questions or broad questions and me answering those questions about it. All right, so kind of a privatization a little bit of what I do, although not necessarily, because you know my YouTube videos aren't very long, and there's, you know, one sentence in one video that somebody could, right, that's the entire, you know, hour or 2 hour session, right? So it doesn't go into as much depth here, even though the topic itself might be public kind of thing. And I might have publicly addressed. I've been thinking of, so the Hungarian footballers that I mentioned, who may or may not be my soulmate and or soulmates. What? No, I thought we had got past that. Anyway, maybe theirs is a bunch of parenting as well, but a bunch of athletics, be it soccer and or a different sport. And we even get to go and like sit on the sidelines in the little tucked under bench area, or the bench area, but he doesn't get to play, right? Like serving as like a consultant. So he could be off the field, but could also be on the field. If people wanted to hire him to be like, can you provide some, we don't want you as a coach, we just want you targeted for this, you know, chunk of time. Can you provide us some feedback? Or maybe people want his feedback, my soulmate's feedback on, you know, they want to start a club. How did they do that? And maybe he doesn't have that expertise, but he has the motivation and what kind of, how he got where he was and that kind of stuff, and he can provide that perspective. So that came to mind a little bit. I actually brought that up at breakfast with my dad. I was like, they were so well spoken, they should be consultants. Yeah. Not everybody is capable of being that well spoken, and it's great for, you know, interacting with other people. This is my lunch today. There's a little bit of broth left. Still hot. Not warm, but not like piping hot, steaming hot. It's like hot, not yet warm, because it still burns a little bit when I'm drinking it temperature wise. .44 out of 10. Savory to the chicken flavor, Nissin cup of noodles, and a little bit additional reflection on that movie notes I mentioned in the video description. Happy day and time of viewing to you, whenever you're viewing this. Happy place of viewing this, wherever you're viewing this from. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi, and I'm filming this Thursday, 18 January 2024.